I'll share my screen with you guys. And so here's what I would like to cover, okay? So I'll just go over really quickly what is a pre-sale, how it works. And then I want to get to the last point, which is this right here. How do you get into a pre-sale? So a pre-sale, so what is a pre-sale? Pre-sale is where a developer has decided to build a condo project or townhome project. And what they're doing is they have decided to do a project, and what they're doing is they're trying to market the project before it's built. And that's what pre-sale means. So what they do is they set up a showroom, and what they do is they hire a marketing company to market the project. Okay, so the marketing company basically sets up the showroom, organizes all the material, and shows you what the project would look like once it's built. So you're basically buying based on how it will look, what the future will look like in that area. So you have to look at the area and say, okay, this is how it looks now. And look at the picture and say, this is how it's going to look after it's done. This is the kind of amenities it's going to have after it's done. And you're buying based on that. You're also buying based on floor plans. So you have to review the floor plans and then you buy, right? So how do pre-sales work? So now when you go into a pre-sale project and you pick out something, then the sales team in that pre-sale project will write up a contract with the price that is for that specific unit that you're buying. And that price is set right now. And at this point, the price is set. And the way it works is let's say the project completes in 2024, 2025, and you bought it today, that price is set for you until 2025. So if the price increases, whatever the profit is made in that few years, it's yours, right? And that's why a lot of people buy these kind of pre-sales in a market that is emerging, and when the rates go down, and when the supply is low, or there's lots of factors that show that the market will pick up. Okay, so that's when people buy pre-sales, and that's how it works. So you write up a contract, and now the price is set for you until completion. Do I need to? So what we are finding also is a lot of people who are newcomers to Canada, they don't have their PR, they're in work permit. And the way pre-sales work and the way you get charged foreign buyer tax is if you complete on a deal and register a property under your name on title, at that point, you end up paying foreign buyer tax. So the beauty about pre-sale is that if you are buying something now and you know you have applied for your PR and you're getting your PR in a year, or latest, let's say 13 months, 14 months. And if you're buying a pre-sale that's 2-3 years down the road, when it completes, that's when you are getting the mortgage. That's when you are registered on the title. Because right now you just have a contract. The building has to finish. And once the building is finished, that's when you can complete and put your name on the title. So until then, you have that time, that buffer time to save up money, to wait for your PR and enjoy the prices that the developer is giving today. Because at the rate of inflation, the prices are going to move up. Regardless of rates, prices will move up because of supply and labor is going up in price. All right. So it's wise to, once you know you have sufficient amount down, do look into pre-sales and do talk to us. Okay. The other questions we get asked a lot is, do I need a mortgage approval at the time of buying a pre-sale condo? Now, you don't need a mortgage approval. The developer will not say, give me a mortgage approval, then we can write the contract. The developer will assume that you have already done your due diligence and know what you pre-approved for. And that's why you're buying this. So if you know that based on your income, you only qualify for, let's say, a 1-bedroom and you're buying a 3-bedroom, for example, 1-bedroom going for 500,000 and you're buying a 3-bedroom at 8,000. Can I get you guys to mute, please? Bahadur, can you mute, please? Okay. So the mortgage approval, the way it works is at the time of writing, you don't need a mortgage approval. But when you get the contract written, it's prudent to go to a mortgage broker and ask them to approve you and see if you would approve for this sort of mortgage. A lot of people say, well, Ravi, by 2024, I'll be married, I'll have another income from my spouse, or I'll be getting that raise, or my situation will change, I'll have so much saved up. So if you can do that math and you can look into like 2024, how your financial situation would look like, it's prudent to talk to a mortgage broker to make sure that you get approved. Now, the best part of getting approved, and let me rephrase, not a mortgage broker, a mortgage rep. And a mortgage rep from a big bank like BMO, RBC, TD, these guys have a mortgage product where if they approve you right now, and even in 2024, if your financial situation change, they will actually fund you the mortgage, right? So it's prudent to get approved of a mortgage. When they approve you of a mortgage, they do approve you at a higher rate. But by 2024, we don't know where the rates are going to be. And if the rates are high and this is lower, you get the lower rate. And let's say at completion time, if the rates are high here, what they approved you of, and they're giving away cheaper rates, they will redo the rates and give you the cheaper rate. But this way, you are fully approved. Even if mortgage rules change in future, you are secured with a mortgage now. So it's really important that if you buy a pre-sale, take that contract to a mortgage rep and get things approved, okay? So that's that. Assignments. We get asked a lot of questions about assignments. What is assignment? What does that mean? Now, when you sell a resale, you're just selling your home, your physical home. And when you're selling a pre-sale, which is your contract, what you're doing is you wrote a contract with the developer. Now you're saying to a new buyer that, hey, Mr. Buyer, I will sell you my contract, which you have to complete on. And this is how much I'm charging. I bought it at 500,000. I want 600,000. And you can give me my money back that I gave the developer. So the deposit, which the deposit that is held by the developer is for the person who's completing now. And they give you the deposit back. And now they are in charge of completing. And sometimes in assignment of contracts, you can ask for all your profit and your deposit up front, which might be really difficult for a buyer to do. But if you make it more attractive, the buyer may say, well, do you know what? I can give you 10% now and then rest at completion. And if you know you're getting 100 grand, you may decide that, hey, I'll sell it, right? So that's what assignment is, where you're selling your contract to another person. Assignments do happen with resales as well, where a person buys a home, has a longer completion, and they may decide, hey, I want to assign this to somebody else because in the 2 months that I waited, market moved up so much. And I would rather make money and move on and assign it to someone else, right? But there's proper forms that have to be filled out in resale where the seller of that property should know that the profit, if you assign this property, the profit will go to you and not to them, right? So there's some more documentations for resale, but it must be filled out properly, okay? Now, how do you evaluate pre-sales? So you know that they have given you a price, and now what you have to do is you have to decide, hey, does this make sense for me to buy, right? Yes. I'll show you a couple of things in my system, my back end of a realtor system right now that that I'll show you how to evaluate, okay, when you're buying a pre-sale. I have a question here about, I believe pre-approvals are held up to 120 days. That is true. The pre-approval, just so you know, the question is, aren't the pre-approval held for 120 days? Okay, so will the rates be good until? So the way the major banks do this, so going back to this right here, mortgage approval, the way the major banks do it, just so you guys know, is they have a product where if they approve you now, they may approve you, rates are going at 1.9 right now. They may approve you for 2.45 or 2.5 for 2024. And they will approve you until 2024. So for pre-sales, they have a product, a separate product where they say your approval at that higher rate stands for the entire completion of the project, right? So really important to understand, because a lot of people get confused. Oh, I just got a mortgage, I'm buying a place, and I'm approved, and my approval stands for 120, 190 days, whatever it might be. That's true for resale. That's a different product. That's a different mortgage product. Now, with pre-sales, it's different. So only major banks can do it, like BMO, TD, and Royal Bank. And we have awesome mortgage brokers there who can get you approved and secure your mortgage. So if you would like more inquiries on that, I'll actually, in the YouTube video of this, I'll post their names and phone numbers so you can contact them directly, right? So they can approve you for the entire term of that mortgage, all right? So get that done. It's really important to get that done, because you don't know what's going to change at completion. If you have got an approval from BMO and you decide, hey, you want to grow with your broker friend, nothing's stopping you. But you know what? My loyalty usually lies with Royal Bank, because they have approved me and they have secured my mortgage, and I'll try my best to work with that rep to get me that better rate at that point. So there we go. So that's the question. Now, a lot of people are going to get in trouble, unfortunately. And I don't want anyone here watching this to do the mistakes that other people are doing, okay? So I'm about to share with you another screen. Just give me 1 second. And here we go. Okay. So this is the this is our Realtor MLS backend. Okay, this is what we use. It's called Paragon. And here, what I can do is, let's say I'll pick an area, because we are talking about a project called Radley today. So I will talk about that area right now. So let me just go into it. Here we go. So in my system, I have lots of filters, as you can see. Fraser Valley, North Surrey. I just want to look at Wally, but also I want to look at just condos and apartments, right? And I want to look at all the 2 bedrooms and 2 bath. And what I want to look at also is sales for last, let's say 90 days, okay? And I don't want to look at properties that are 30, 40 years old. I want to look at anything that's 1 to 5 years old and how much they are selling for. So 68 properties. And keep in mind, if I put here the square footage, total area square footage, which excludes the balcony. So if I put that square footage here, the lowest square footage and the highest square footage, you will soon find that anything between 800 to 900 square feet is different price per square foot. Anything between 900 to 1,000 is different price per square foot. And anything over 1,000 is different price per square foot. And as the price, as the unit gets higher, the price of square foot per square foot gets lower, okay? So let me show you this. So a lot of units are now about 800 to 900 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And that's what I want to focus on. And what I want to also do is, let's say, concrete. No. I want to look at everything that has maximum 7 stories. Okay. Oh, hold on. Stories in the building. Okay, there we go. So what this does is, the stories in the building, it kind of eliminates most of the wood structure, okay? So now I want to look at this, but I also, like, these are the units that are on the market and have sold. But the main thing I want to look at is this right here, the price per square foot. So if you look at this price per square foot right here, you will see that there's this unit right here on 12th floor, 25th floor. No, this is wrong. Just give me 1 second. Actually, I'll take that out, that filter out. We'll just look at what things are selling for in wood structure as well. So if you look at this price per square foot, anything below 4th floor, like 5th floor, this is how much things are selling for at lower price per square foot. But on average, things are selling for $875 per square foot. Sorry, things are listed for, active listings. Things are listed for about $875.60 per square foot currently, right? The highest something has sold for is $1,021. And this is resale. This is not pre-sale, guys. So this is what things are selling for. And the resale market, something that's sold for that amount was on the 41st floor. So you can't compare this price to a wood structure. Here it shows me the lower floors, like the 4th floor, the 5th floor. They're selling for about $746. The 5th floor is selling for about $800. So about $800 per square foot, around there, right? And here is the sold data. So these are active listings, but let's see what people are paying for sold amounts, right? Sold price, what things are selling for. So here it shows you that things on average, so average right here, things on average are selling for $874 per square foot, lowest $790, and highest is about $935 per square foot, right? So now this gives you a range of the price per square foot, what things are selling for currently in the market that is 1 to 5 years old. With this data, now when you go buy a pre-sale, you have to look at the numbers and look at the unit you're buying, and you have to ask yourself, okay, what am I paying price per square foot? With this, GST is included. Now, a lot of developers will say, well, GST, you should not include in price per square foot. Totally true. But as a buyer, at the end of the day, it is a cost to you. So I like including GST into my price per square foot analysis and seeing where I'm at the end of the day, because I have to recover that cost at the end of the day when I resell. So I like covering that. Now, in terms of property transfer tax, like these also have that cost. So I don't include property transfer tax, right? All the legal costs, all that stuff, I don't include. The only part I include is GST. Price, total square footage. Now, this is another thing to watch out for, because a lot of developers, when they sell their projects, some of them show you the outline that's, they say, hey, inside of the unit is this much, the square footage with the balcony is this much, and the total square footage is this much. You should always go and look, when you do your calculations, you should always look at the square footage that is inside the unit. You should not look at the balcony square footage when calculating your price per square foot. So that's another thing you want to make note of. Now, when you look at the price per square foot, and let's say something is selling for, let's say something's selling for $1,250 per square foot. Is that a good deal? Right? Here, numbers show things are selling for, the highest is 935. One has to calculate now and say the rate of inflation, everything that's happening right now with the rates going up and with the prices the way they are, they will rise, but not as much if the rates go up. And with unemployment's numbers so low, we don't know other variables that may come in. There's another breakout. I've heard of virus in China now. There's all these variables like war, China, the gas prices because of the war. All these variables factor into the economy. And when these factors come in, they throw off lots of these numbers. Like we never predicted that prices will rise so much. But when the pandemic came and the rates went so low, that's when prices started escalating, right? So we never knew that would happen. So when those kind of things come in, it does throw off the market, and prices could escalate or even go down because rates have gone up so much, right? So one has to look at the price per square foot today and the price they're paying for the project that they're buying into. And they have to do that calculation, because the higher the gap is between the current price and the price you're buying, the less profit you have in that buffer. Okay, so that's how I evaluate pre-sales and different areas when I'm buying into pre-sales, or I'm working with clients who are buying into pre-sales. I show them this for their respective areas, and we go over the numbers, and then we just do a forecast of what could happen. Okay, and this makes it very simple, and you're going by numbers and you can't go wrong, right? And we do have plans if the market does turn around and it dips, then what are some of the things you should do? So we talk about that as well. Now, so any questions on this and price per square foot and the comparables, guys? So unmute yourself and just ask me any questions.
Hey, Ravi, Bishu here.
Hey.
So looking at those prices now, do you think like right now they're on the higher side, or do you think like, I saw another article that you had posted sometime back in WhatsApp saying there's going to be a lot of supply coming in 2024. Yes. So that might reduce some of the prices. So do you think like it's a good time, or do you think the prices will start to, because I put a question on the chat as well. I'm starting to hear that, the market is starting to slow down now. So prices seems to be going down slowly, or at least the listed prices. Just trying to figure out like where do we fit in like with all those things, information.
Oh, for sure. Great question, man. So let me just pull something up here. Hold on. Oh, here it is. So I'll stop sharing. So the prices are dictated by a lot of factors, right? There's government regulations, for example, if government comes up with rules like speculation tax, stress tests, foreign buyer tests, vacant tax, they're wanting to tax anything that sells over $1 million now. Like these things damper the market. The lending rules also damper the market. Like as soon as the bank starts saying that, look, we can't lend more right now, like, or Bank of Canada is trying to make sure that people don't get in trouble, and they come up with rules like, hey, if you are an investor wanting to buy, if you are refinancing your home, you can only refinance up to 65% of value, not 80% anymore, right? Or you have to put 35% down on an investment property, and you can't put 20% down anymore. So these kind of rules, when they come in, they damper the market. When interest rates start rising, they basically damper the sales, right? And when sales go low, it's not necessarily that prices will come down with it. But what lots of people do in that situation is they rent their homes or their condos, and then they wait, right? Now I want to share with you. So those are some of the factors, right? I want to share with you this. Let me just see where I begin. So we got this right here from Home Builders Association of Canada. They're saying that this was pre-pandemic, but they were saying that we are not building enough, which we knew, right? So we are about 300,000 units below what the inward migration is coming in. So knowing this, we are experiencing supply issue now, right? And that supply issue is going to continue on until that supply comes into the market. Now, as soon as the pandemic hit, a lot of builders started building. Lots of applications started going through. You've probably seen yourself that lots of cranes are going up. Lots of people are building. So building is going up. So what happens at that time is, like, if you look at, so let me go. So if you look at what had happened, like last couple of years, when the prices went up 20%, 30%, government took a lot of time to wait, and then they raise the rates. So what they do is they wait so long, and by that time, prices have gone up so much, right? And what happens is, once prices have gone up so much, then they start reacting, and then they start coming up with these policies, and they start increasing rates to control inflation. And that's what they're doing now. So one has to think, okay, if the rates are going up, which means, but on the other hand, inward migration is coming. We can't predict what's going to happen, like in terms of war or pandemic. So that's like a variable that stays out there. And unemployment is all-time low, right? So all these things indicate right now, because people are still buying, prices are still increasing, the Bank of Canada has decided to raise rates, right? So that we already know. The other factor is, will the lending change? If the lending changes, it will take off a major market share of investors, right, off the market. So those buyers are not buying anymore because now they're not getting approved. So those guys are out. So that will damper the market a bit. And if I show you this, so the chances are, hold on. So answering that question, like, it's hard to predict, will the prices go up or go down? But everything indicates that rates are going up in next couple of years. So if I show you this right here, the projection. So this is a new article that came out, but they're projecting that rates by Q4 of 2023 will go up to 3.95%, which means the qualifying rates will go up to 6%. And when the rates have gone up to 6% in past, in 2008, 2009, prices did come down. Prices did come down by 10%, right? Now, if this happens, then prices may come down. But if something else is thrown in the mix where government says, well, no, let's lower the rate of qualification to this rate, then the market will keep on moving, right? To a certain speed. But if it goes up to the qualifying rate, the stress test goes up to this much, it's going to slow the market down 100%, right? So, and there's no way of predicting. I wish Bank of Canada would tell us that, hey, by Q4, 100%, we're going up to this rate, and that's it. But they're not, and they're always examining the market and saying, okay, based on this quota, this is what we're going to do. Based on here, this is what we're going to do. So gradually, they decide what they want to do. So the other mix is inward migration. And because the homes that were selling for like 1.1 million are selling for 1.8, 1.9, a lot of people won't qualify at these rates anymore, right? So what will happen, what I see happening, is that people who are not qualifying for houses will buy townhomes. People who are not qualifying for townhomes will buy condos. And I see that condo prices are next to move up. The 2-bedroom, 2-bath, because people are not able to afford the 3-bedroom townhomes. They are the ones who will end up buying those condos, the 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos, because that's all they can afford with those rates. So I see in future that that's what's going to happen. And historically, that's what has happened also. When the rates have gone up, condo prices have shot up. Now, the other mix is that here. Oh, so you can see this. The other mix. Just stop this. So can you guys see the standard report on your screen?
Yep.
Okay. So this is a summary from this this software I subscribe to. They're not like up to date by day. They update their numbers quarterly, and this is what they are showing. What's coming into Central City. So I just pulled up stats for Central City only, and these are the buildings that are active and have sold. And these are the number of units in total that are coming into the market, like studios, junior 1-bedrooms, 1-bedrooms, 1-bedroom and dens, 2-bedrooms, right? So these are the mix that are coming in. So if you look at these numbers, there's a lot of 1-bedrooms, there's a lot of 2-bedrooms, right? And then there's this right here, low rise, and all these buildings coming up. So in total, there's so many 1-bedrooms, there's so many 2-bedrooms, right? Now, as a resale realtor for 18 years, what I find is when I take buyers into projects, not every 1-bedroom is favorable to a buyer. Like people are very picky about layout. If you think of yourself, when you have bought your home or you've looked at places, you yourself have been picky, right? I'm picky about how does my unit flow. And as an investor, you should be thinking about if you were to live here, would you buy it? And when you think with that lens, it makes things easier because not all 2 bedrooms are good. Not all 1 bedrooms are good, right? So you really have to say, okay, out of these many 1 bedrooms, it's probably about 60% that might be like a good layout. And that's what you want to tap into, okay? Okay, so that's what you want to tap into. And now that actually takes me to the next point, which is this. Radley. This project right here, okay? So this project is coming up, and if you were to look at this project, and let's analyze some of these layouts, okay? And I want you to understand how to read this. So this is brilliant what they have done here. They have told you that interior square footage is about this much, exterior is this much. So now you can see that what the interior is and how you should be calculating your price per square foot based on these numbers, not these numbers, right? Now, when you look at this layout, what do you see? What do you think about this layout? So, Kunj, Bishu, what do you guys think about this layout?
So basically, the entrance is straight into the kitchen. I don't know. Like personally, like a lot of people I don't, you know, some people do prefer it, some people don't, going straight into the kitchen area, but I think primary bedroom, but it's a 1 bedroom anyway, right, Ravi? So layout is completely different. Yeah.
Okay. So as a realtor, when I go through these kind of layouts, you're right. When people walk through and they see one of these kitchens, people don't like that, right? People don't like that this master bedroom right here doesn't have an ensuite. You can't walk through your bedroom into the bathroom. And that's a big no. So people don't like those kind of layouts. And if you look at the door, even like if somebody opens the door and you're on sitting here, you'll get hit. So the design, I feel it's not the best. When you enter into the unit 2, with this flex room being here and this wall being here, this will make the layout look quite small. So I would want to know what the size of this is right here, the width of this room, right? And if it's 10 square feet, that's too low, right? 10 feet, it's too low. If it's about 13 feet or 14 feet, that's not bad. So I want to know the measurements now, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, at the bottom here, this is called a site plan. So this shows you, this is for the west building. So this shows you which way the building's facing. So this arrow right here shows you that this side is facing north. So this side's facing south, and this would be away from 108, right? This side would be towards 108. So that's how you read this site map. And then you want to look at how many elevators does it have. There's a builder in Vancouver and Burnaby that builds high rises, but only puts 2 elevators. That's a big no, right? Like in this low rise, this builder has two elevators. So in a high rise, you can imagine with 500 units, 2 elevators it's not practical, right? So you always must look at when you're buying these kind of things and with the eyes of practicality, that if 1 elevator goes down, now out of 500 people, you only have 1 elevator. That's it. So this one has 2 elevators, which I really like, right? And so when you look at this plan, the plan name is usually up here, tells you West Building, 1 bedroom and flex, right? The flex, I want to know what size it is. Is it like a 3x6 or is it 4x8? So I can kind of imagine putting a desk here or doing something here. Most of people use this as a storage, right? And if you look at the square footage, 482, 483 square feet, that's quite small to have a flex in this space, right? I'd rather have the square footage be put into the kitchen and have that as a kitchen instead of a flex, right? On paper, this looks nice. In reality, it does not. So you have to think that way, right? How would this flow? The next plan, if you look at the next plan, same thing. It's the mirror image of that other plan. So this is a write-off too, right? So process of elimination. I print out these things and I make two piles. I would not go with this plan and I put it away. Keep on putting it away. And then I would go with this plan, right? Now this right here, this has like a U-shaped kitchen, which people like. They like putting benches here. Stools. Yes, it does have that narrow space, but it has this kind of open, this space right here makes it look a little bit bigger. And I like that I can walk through my bedroom into the bathroom just without entering into the kitchen, right? Like from here, I have to walk through my bedroom out into the kitchen and then walk into the bathroom, where down here, I don't have to do that. I just walk in, walk out, and walk in. That's it. So I like this. You can always put a door here if you wanted to, but you don't have to, right? So I like this plan. So this would be a good plan. It's 500 square feet, over 500 square feet. So it makes it a bit more attractive. Balcony is nice. This is a window, not a door. So you can see the sliding door would be like this. So this is a window. So it's really important to know that this as well. And I'll show you in other plans where the sliding door is, all right? So this would be a good plan, okay? So I would keep this in my list. The next plan is this. And I wanna, here I wanna see where the units are at. So these units are located on the east side of the complex, right? So facing like Fraser Heights area, Guildford area. So not a bad area. If this is 108, this is not bad, okay? So this would be facing east, and we have to figure out where the west building, this is the west building, so where the east building is. So if there's a building here, you might be facing another building, okay? So that's also what we have to figure out, where it is. This right here is in the middle. So it's west facing. And when you walk through the unit, it's the same layout, except the flex is much bigger here. So you can tell that this room is bigger. And once again, I don't like this. I don't like walking into a living room, going through, passing kitchen and going into the bathroom, right? The next plan, too many doors hitting each other. And this might be a sliding door, hopefully. But it has a flex room. Yeah, I don't like this plan either because it has a flex room, and how big is this? Okay, 536 square feet. So I want to see the measurements of the rooms, how big they are, right? And then I want to decide if this would be practical. And where is it facing? So it's facing inside, away from 108, right? And keep in mind, because 108 is right here, doesn't matter where you buy, the noise is going to travel. Like I'm on the 47th floor in Park Avenue West, and I'm away from King George, and I can still hear the SkyTrain. I can still hear the traffic noise, even higher up. And same thing here, doesn't matter where you buy, you will hear noise. So if you buy here, you'll hear noise. You'll buy here, you'll hear noise. It doesn't matter, okay? This one is a ground level unit. So it says patio size, there's stairs coming up. A lot of people like the first floor units because you have your private entrance. So you can just walk through and walk in, right? And what I find is a lot of people not use this entrance when they buy these kind of floor plans. And usually in pre-sales, lower floors are very favorable, right? But because developers know that, they charge you so much. Now, if you're buying something like this in Central City, I don't feel that's safe buying it in Central City, like the lower floor, unless I have like a gate here, logs, and maybe a camera. But in Central City, in this area, I would not feel comfortable buying like a ground level unit, right? Bathroom in front. Yeah. So there's a question about bathroom being in front. Yeah, as long as it's not like right here. There's some floor plans I'll show you where the bathroom is right next to the kitchen, and it's not good. So this is fine. It's a little bit far, so it's not bad. Same thing with this. Like if you look at this, there's so much wasted space right here. Yes, the square footage is higher, but you're looking at about 10 by 3. So 30 square feet is just right here, your hallway, right? And then you have a balcony here. They could have, this is a corner unit because I can tell because of the windows, right? There's windows here, there's windows here. So it's a corner unit right there, right? But one thing they should have done is put like a window here. It's pretty simple to just put a window here so you can get more light into the kitchen. Yes, there's a window here, but another window here would have been nice. And this layout, yeah, I don't like because there's too much wasted space here, and that square footage you are paying for. Okay. Same thing with this flex room. So I'll pass the 1 bedroom. I think you get an idea of what I'm looking for in a 1 bedroom. Like this layout also, you come in, you walk through, you have the bathroom right here. You have your bedroom right here with a walk-in closet. And same thing, you have to walk out, walk through the kitchen, walk into the front, and then walk into your bathroom. Doesn't make sense. So I want to go to 2 bedrooms right here, right? Because the way the building is situated, they will have very different layouts. Like this is a very different layout in terms of resale. But I like this layout because you walk in, and I've seen this in Burnaby a lot, okay? So you walk in and you have like this grand open space. It looks really nice because you have your dining room, living room, kitchen right there. And then the bedrooms are separated with their own respective bathrooms. So if I want to go to the bathroom, come out of my room, go into the bathroom, out of my room, well, not out of my room, from my room, I go into the bathroom, right? And this layout would do really well. So this is way more practical. There's lots of closet space, and that's how it is. So these are some of the things you should be looking at. There's a lot of floor plans here, so I won't go over each and every one of them, but I think you get the gist of what I'm looking for. Now, when I look at the price also, I want to look at the price. So this is the A kit. So just give me 1 second. I have to pull up the price. Just give me 1 second, guys. We're almost done. A few minutes. Any questions you guys have so far while I'm pulling this up? Okay, so here we go. Here we go. So So this is price per square foot, right? So if you look at this right here, price per square foot. So what you want to do is take this right here, price, and divide it by price per square foot, okay? So this is what you want to do, price per square foot wise. So when you divide 299, let's say we were looking at 2-bedroom, 2 baths. So let's look at this one right here. So if you divide 649,900, divide that by 776, it works out to $837 per square foot without GST. So 649,900 times by 1.05, 682 divided by 776 works out to 879 per square foot. And I've shown you comparable show that that's what things are selling for right now. So that's not a bad price. So I would be picking up these right here, like everything that has a 2-bedroom, 2 bath is what I want to pick up, because I just know that there is a huge gap between the 2 bedrooms condo and the townhomes now, that there's so much room still left for appreciation with condos, right? With all this inventory that's coming into the market based on this research that we did, that I showed you previously, there's still not much inventory coming up. So yes, there will be a spike of inventory at a certain time, but that inventory will be eaten up by, like, because the rates are going up, because people are not qualifying for townhomes, these will be picked up by people who want to get into the market and will pay 800, 900,000 for these later on. We've seen this happen in Burnaby and Vancouver, and it's about to happen here now. So people who think they're too late into the market, you're not. With so much happening, even with rates going up, these are the products that are going to go up in price. So this is what you want to snatch when you have a chance. So with that, want to take on any questions you may have. I think we have a question on the chat. Would Central City be a good option to invest due to? Yeah, there's a lot of things coming into Central City. So Central City was designated as downtown Surrey by a mayor called Diane Watts, and she offered good development deals to developers back in days when she designated a certain area as downtown. And since then, what I've seen since like 2007, 2008, when this happened, I've seen Central City transform. And that transformation took a lot of time. But in 2017 is when I saw like a huge change. And by 2024, there's probably about 15 towers coming up that will even more transform this area. And the area is going to look way different. And wait until the 108 and King George corridor is all cleaned up. This area is going to change. And this area one day will be worth more than Metrotown and Brentwood, because the city has planned this really well. Bike lanes, arterial roads, right? Where in Brentwood, for example, you don't have that many arterial roads, like Lougheed Highway and Wellington is the main ones. But in between, they're trying to now build in Gilmore and all the other roads. They're trying to build arterial roads, but it's too late now. Where City of Surrey had been planning for this for a long time. The 3 sky trains that are here, the arterial roads, there are many arterial roads like 108, 104, 100, 96, King George, 140th, 132, where some of these cities do not. They're grown to a level, and now they're trying to fix things, where City of Surrey is not in that position, right? And City of Surrey had a bad name because of all the violence and stuff, but it's cleaning up. It's cleaning up so much, and people are moving into Surrey so much. So I really feel that this is the beginning of major appreciation that's coming in Central City. And it's a good time to buy, 100%. And even with rates going up, if the market, like there's no way to time the market, unfortunately, otherwise we all would be rich. But you can make educated choice. You can take these kind of articles that I've been sharing with you, the numbers I've been sharing with you, and you can say based on past how the market went up, how the market went down. And if you study the cycle from 1970s, you will see that the cycle is like 7 years. Every 7 years, like the market goes up and down, but the spike happens every 7 years. So I would say get in now, start building a portfolio of properties, buy something as an RESP for your kid, right? And keep it and rent it. Learn how to be a landlord. Like we'll be doing a webinar on how to qualify tenants, because this is what scares the public in acquiring tenants and managing tenants. So I'm a licensed property manager too. So I'll show you guys how to do all this, right? So don't be scared. Don't let these kind of things scare you, because there's always ways to deal with tenants and just making sure your property is well managed, and we'll show you how to do that. So with that, we're almost at 11:30. I'll take any final questions, and we're almost done. Any questions? If you guys have any questions, please give me a call. My number is 604-825-8881. I look forward to helping you guys with any questions you may have, or helping you buy any pre-sales. Always feel free to reach out. We do a buyer consultation meeting where we sit down with you and go over numbers, and we share our experience and knowledge to make sure that you gain financially with these kind of investments. All right. So I look forward to helping you. Any questions you have my number. There will be my number provided below this video in the YouTube channel. Call me anytime. I would love to help you and talk to you. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thanks, Ravi.
Thanks, man. Thanks for coming in. All right.